perspectives of art. Ayan, ano ba yung mga philosophical perspective ng art, no? Number one is the ano ba yung philosophical perspectives on art? So philosophical perspective, ano ka mo sira. Ayan. Perspectives on art refer to the various ways in which philosophers have approached the study of art. So, yung mga taong nag-aaral o nag-iisip or umuunawa ng mga sining, no, they follow certain approaches to understand the meaning that is embedded in an art, no, sa isang sining. So, through these lenses, through these perspectives, philosophical perspectives, mas maintindihan pa natin yung mga ibig sabihin o nais ibig sabihin ng mga artists sa paggawa nila ng sining. So, first of that, first of the perspective is the aestheticism. Ngayon, aestheticism o yung aesthetic, ayan, aestheticism, this perspective emphasizes the importance of beauty and aesthetic experience in art, no? Ano doon, sir? Anong meaning noon? No? So the beauty and aesthetic, tandaan niyo, beauty is yung kagandahan. Narinig niyo ba yung ano? Sorry ah. So yung beauty is yung ganda, yung aesthetic naman is more of the significance, no? Sabi diyan that art um ano yung kahalagahan ng kagandahan or presentable, yung pagiging presentable nung sining at yung substance o yung significance nung isang art. Okay? So, kailangan yung art ay merong beauty at merong significance. It holds that art should be appreciated for its own sake and that its value lies on its ability to evoke aesthetic pleasure o yung um, kaligayahan dahil maganda yung nakikita mo, no? So aestheticism is often associated with the idea of art uh of art for art's sake. Ayan. So which suggests that art should be created purely for its own sake without any practical or moral purpose. So sa aestheticism sabi na yung sining daw or anything, any form created for its own sake or for its own purpose. Ayan. And to give aesthetic pleasure o yung enjoyment, no? Or pleasure by emerging to an art. So parang yung isang pelikula, no? Yung isang pelikula dapat, kung gagawa tayo ng pelikula, it's not about promoting somebody. It's not about um opening other people's mind uh, o kaya ay inspiring change, walang ganon. Kundi it's more of to give pleasure or enjoyment doon sa gumagawa or sa mga nanonood nung art form na yon or nung pelikula. Okay? So, another is the formalism. Ano naman yung formalism? Formalism is a perspective of art, a perspective that emphasizes the formal qualities of art such as line, color, and composition. So it holds that the value of art, yung kinabang or yung kwenta ng art lies in its formal properties. Yan. So rather than any representational or expressive content. So pag sinabing formalism, it's more on its formal or yung kanyang ingredients, no? Ng art na yon, formal properties rather than in any representational or expressive content. Yan, walang representation na balak, wala ring for expression but rather to give justice doon sa mga um attributes no nung art form na yon. Basahin ko muna. Formalism is often associated with the idea of art as art. Kung kanina, art, for art's sake, ito naman, art as art. So, yung sining daw ay masasabi mong sining dahil meron siyang mga uh, attributes or meron siyang mga uh, binubuo siya, no? It's composed of the attributes of a certain art form. Paano yun, sir? Halimbawa, yung painting. Masabi mo yung painting na painting siya kasi meron siyang characteristic or attributes ng isang painting. Gawa siya sa canvas, no? I-drawing siya gamit ang oil pastel, 'di ba? O kaya ay acrylic, 'di ba? So yung mga ingredients na 'yon o yung mga building blocks na 'yon, yun yung ginamit. So tingnan yung art in that form. So parang halimbawa, itong art na to kanina is aestheticism. So, for example, meron tayong halimbawa, yan. Meron tayong mug, halimbawa. Meron tayong mug. Ayun, iinom lang ako. Hindi, joke lang. Yung mug, no, yung mug, on its, ano yun, may chat. Putol-putol po yung voice niyo, sir. Talaga ba? Ganun din sa iba?
Naglalag po.
Ay, teka lang. Wait lang ha. Check ko lang yung connection ko. Sige, saglit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Wait lang ha. May isasaksak lang ako rito. Isasaksak lang kayong napili sa aming internet. Ano to eh? 300 Mbps. Hindi tinasabi. Maririnig nyo na. Di ko pa sinasabi. Nasa utak ko pa lang. Naiintindihan nyo na. Ganong kabilis tong ano ko, internet ko eh. Wait lang ha. Magulo isip ko. Guluhan din ngayon. Ayaw bumaon. Yun. Pumasok. Ayan. Wait lang. So, wait lang. Ano na? Kuya Kim, ano na? Alright. Hello. Hello. Sawadee-kap. Dinig niyo na ako? Malinaw? I mean, how was it? Okay na? Malinaw na? Yan. Baka nagpuputol-putol lang talaga yung ano, yung isip ko. Hindi, joke lang. Sige, so balik tayo dun sa sinasabi ko, no, na aestheticism. Yan, baka kasi malabo dun sa aestheticism. Yung aestheticism, you see art on its beauty and its significance. No? Ibig sabihin, maganda siya sa paningin ko, it's an art. Diba? It's an art. It is an art because it's beautiful to me. O kaya it has significance for me. But in formalism, it's more on the formal attributes, no? Yung formal properties, ibig sabihin yung kanyang ingredients, yung kanyang building blocks, yung but let's say dito sa mug, it is an sculpture, no? Isa siyang sculpture for example. Ano mo siya nasabing sculpture? Ba't putol-putol pa rin? Tigil na natin pag-aaral nyo. Wait lang, lilib muna ako. Ayaw kayo pag-aralin. Teka lang. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Hello, hello, hello. Ayan, dapat hindi na yan putol-putol. May binago na ako sa setting eh. Pag putol-putol pa yan, kasalanan nyo na. Hindi. Kasalanan nyo. Pag yan naputol pa, kasalanan nyo na. Malinaw na, dire-diretso na. Okay na? Syra? Syra Marlin, Scaldron, saka Marilyn. Yang. Mukhang okay na. Nag-okay na sila. Thank you, thank you. Mahalaga yun, no? Mahalaga yun. Hindi yung nagsasalita ako, yung pala, hindi naman pala ako dire-diretso, di ba? So, again. So, nasa formalism na tayo. So, in formalism, we look on the formal properties ng art. So ano yung formal properties? Those are the forms, 'di ba? Yung physical attributes na pinag-uusapan natin last time, 'di ba? So yung form, naalala niyo yung form. So sculpture siya, art siya because this art form has attributes ng isang art form. Halimbawa, sculpture, gawa siya sa let's say putik, no? Gawa siya sa putik. So and then meron siyang bunganga, meron alam mo 'yon, meron siya kasi mug siya eh. 'Di ba? Meron siyang hawakan. So those physical attributes made this art an art. 'Yun yung reason. No, parang halimbawa, yung kanta ni Alden Richard, no? Si Alden Richard, God gave me you, 'di ba? Yung pangit ng boses niya, 'di ba? So, 'di ba parang auto-tune yung boses niya. So dahil kanta niya 'yon, meron siyang music, meron siyang auto-tune, kahit auto-tune yung kanyang tono, 'di ba? Considered pa rin siya na art kasi meron siyang formal formal qualities nung music. Ganun yung idea ng formalism, 'di ba? Yung painting, naalala niyo yung favorite painting natin, yung painting ni Richard Gomez, 'di ba? Na kulay yellow, 'di ba? Gawin niyo ang wallpaper 'yon. No, gawin yung wallpaper yung picture no, yung painting niya. Sabay-sabay tayo pagka nagkita tayo sa October ha. Hindi, joke lang. Tapos isend natin kay Richard Gomez. Sabi natin, Richard Gomez, oh, ito na, ito na yung painting mo. Di ba? Di ba? Pengi naman pera niyan. Anyway, so, considered siya na art, yung painting ni Richard Gomez, kahit ang pangit niya, kahit hindi siya nakakatuwa, kahit wala siyang significance, kasi meron siyang formal properties. Yun yung idea, no? Because of formal properties. Yan, without kahit walang significance, kahit pangit, 'di ba? Kahit ewan ko, basta ang dami mong reklamo eh, no? Dami mong reklamo sir. Inaano ka ba no? Inaano ka ba ni Richard Gomez? Anyway, so another is expressionism. And third philosophical perspective is expressionism. Dito sinasabi that this perspective emphasizes the emotional and expressive content of art. So it holds that the value of art, yung kinabang ng art o yung kwenta ng art, lies in its ability to express emotions and to communicate them to the viewer. So may mga pagkakataon kasi na yung art, may na-feel ka. Parang may hinawakan kang bagay, 'di ba? May hinawakan kang bagay tapos basta may naramdaman ka o kaya may nakita kang isang pelikula, no? Isang pelikula, yung isang eksena sa pelikula. Ngayon, malungkot yung eksena ng pelikula, naramdaman mo yung lungkot na yon. So, kahit hindi siya gano'n kaganda, hindi kasi subjective talaga yung beauty, eh, 'di ba? Puwedeng maganda sa'yo, sa iba hindi maganda. Maaaring hindi siya maganda sa'yo, 'no? Halimbawa sila Babalu, sila Dolphy nag-iyakan, 'di ba? Hindi sila maganda sa paningin mo, 'di ba? O kaya si basta yung mga pangit, 'yan. Yung mga pangit nag-iyakan, 'di ba? Eh, nalungkot ka rin, umiyak ka rin, nadama mo o kaya ay, na carried away ka, 'no? In expressionism perspective, that is an art, 'no? Yung kakayanan niya, 'no, the ability to express emotion and to communicate them to the viewer. Kung ano yung intention nilang iparamdam, ipadama at sabihin ay naramdaman at naunawaan ng mga manunood o tagatingin. That's expressionism. Okay? So expressionism is often associated with the idea of art as expression. So kanina, art for art's sake, and then for formalism, art as art, this time art as expression. So parang functions din yan. Pero in a perspective way, no, when we as the uh, audience, as spectators, no, we can look at art on that way. Ito bang art na nakikita ko? Ano ba siya? Art, aestheticism ba siya? Formalism ba siya? Or expressionism siya? Kung naramdaman mo yung gustong iparamdam ng art na yon, therefore, expressionism yung perspective na ginagamit mo. Okay? So suggest that art should be appreciated for its ability to convey emotions and feelings. Pragmatism. Ano yung pragmatism? Pragmatism is a perspective emphasizes the practical use of art, such as its ability to uh promote to educate, to inspire, and to promote social change. Teka lang, may nahihirapan ako. Yeah. So it holds that the value of art lies on its ability to serve the practical purpose. Merong practical purpose kasi yung ibang mga art, no? May mga ibang practical purpose. Halimbawa, gumawa ako ng isang upuan, no? Upuan. Ngayon yung upuan na yon ay may function siya, no? So you can call that chair, no matter how ugly is that chair, no matter how it lacks formalities. Halimbawa, ang gamit ko sa kanyang paa hindi 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 kahoy kundi mga libro, pinagpatong-patong na libro. Ginawa kong paa nung upuan. As long na nagagampanan niya yung function niya in pragmatism, art 'yon, no? So, it holds that the value of art lies on its ability to serve its practical purpose. May mga art kasi na merong practical purpose, katulad ng upuan, ng baso. Halimbawa, itong mug na to. Yan, this is an art. Kung halimbawa pangit siya, o kaya yung kanyang bibig maliit, 'di ba? Parang gano'n, hindi siya mukhang mug. Pero dahil nagagampanan niya yung gampanin niya in pragmatism, art siya, no? Gano'n 'yun. So, pragmatism is often associated with associated with the idea of art as a means to an end. So sinasabi natin sa pragmatism perspective na yung art ay isang sagot. Ikaw ang sagot sa tanong, 'di ba? Ganon 'yon. No, para siya yung sagot doon sa problema, solusyon doon sa problema. 'Di ba? So parang art, halimbawa, anong itsura ng Panginoon? 'Di ba? Anong itsura ng Panginoon? So ang ginawa ng mga artists, they created an image nung Diyos nila, 'di ba? So in pragmatism perspective, art 'yun. Bakit? Because it has a means. It is a means to an end, 'di ba? Kailangan namin ng larawan ni Buddha. O halimbawa gano'n, kailangan namin ng larawan ni Buddha. Di gawa natin ng larawan ni Buddha, 'di ba? Nakakita na kayo ng Budang mapayat? Bakit laging mataba yung larawan ni Buddha, 'di ba? Kasi pagka mapayat na 'yon, hindi iba na, iba ng branding. Anyway, so we suggest that the art should be appreciated for its ability to achieve practical goals. Ang point lang ng pragmatism is that may mga ginagawa ang tao na for a certain purpose, no? For a certain purpose or solution to an end. And mahalaga yung pragmatism na perspektibo sa sining. Bakit po, sir? Kasi kung titingnan natin ng maigi, kung walang pragmatismo, no, na pagtingin sa sining, manatiling entertainment lamang o stress relief lamang, or yung function lang ng art ay manatili sa mga entertainment sector. Alam niyo yun, parang hanggang entertain lang ng entertain yung kaya nilang gawin. Pero because of pragmatism, na-realize natin that human is capable to assess whatever is happening in his life and then make or craft something useful to solve his or her problem. 'Di ba? Ganun yung nangyari. Edi kung walang pragmatismo na perspektibo ng sining hanggang ngayon, baka mga taong tabon pa rin tayo. Baka mga katutubo pa rin tayo, 'di ba? Hindi tayo umunlad, walang teknolohiya kasi nga ang tingin natin sa art ay entertainment lamang. Pero because of pragmatism, a perspective that tells that art it serves a certain purpose, 'di ba? Gumawa ang mga tao, ginamit ang sining ng mga tao para solusyonan yung kanilang pang-araw-araw na problema o pangailangan sa buhay. Okay? Andiyan pa ba kayo? Thumbs up nga kayo kung okay ba kayo diyan. Magkape kayo. May kape kayo diyan? Yung kape pagka ayaw nyo timplahin, higupin nyo, no? Singhutin ninyo. O kaya ang gawin ninyo pagka, nawa, puyatan na, mag-exam na, malapit na yung midterm. Timpla kayo ng kaunting kape. Yung isang kutsarang kape, mga 3 kutsarang tubig lang. Tapos kuha kayo ng dropper. Drop nyo sa mata nyo. Gising ka nun. Oh, gusto mo na matulog, di ka pa rin makatulog. Sobrang sakit. 'Di ba? At least gising ka. See? Pragmatism. 'Di ba? Art is as a means to an end, 'di ba? Ano yung na-end? Yung buhay mo malapit na ma-end 'yun. Pag pwede mo dalawahin mo ng mata. Mag-i-end talaga hindi dapat nag-i-end. Anyway, so balik tayo sa lesson natin. Institutionalism. Institutionalism is a perspective emphasizes the role of institutions such as museums and galleries in defining and shaping the meaning of art. It holds that the value of art lies in its institutional context rather than any inherent qualities of the artwork itself. So institutionalism is often associated with the idea of art as a social construct, which suggests that the meaning and value of art are determined by social and cultural factors. Ano yun, sir? Ano yun, sir? Ang ibig sabihin ng institutionalism is that the institutions in our society are the one who can tell us what is art and what is not. 'Di ba? Parang si GMA Network, 'di ba? Sabi nila si Alden Richards singer. Kahit hindi naman talaga ka-singer-singer talaga, 'di ba? Kahit auto-tune lang yung boses niya. But because the institution tell us so, the people will follow. 'Di ba? Parang katulad natin sa katulad sa alam mo yung mga unang photographer, yung mga simulang photographer, yung mga hobbyist na photographer. Hindi naman sila photographer eh. Pero the institution will tell the people, eh, photographer to. Bakit? May camera eh. 'Di ba? So, kung ikaw ay isang artist and you meet a certain metrics and you meet a certain, ano mo yun, requirements, you meet certain requirements, you can be labeled by the institutions, 'di ba? Pag yung institution ang nagsabi sa iyo, "Oy, isa ng artist, whatever you do, art na 'yon." Gano'n yung nangyayari. So, tandaan niyo that in our modern times, we rarely experience the power of museums and galleries. We rarely go to museums in fact, tama? Sino ba nakipag-date dito sa museum, 'di ba? Nung panahon namin, nakikipag-date kami sa museum, pero panahon ninyo wala, puro lang kayo kape-kape tapos kayo na mag-jowa, 'di ba? So, nagbago na yung panahon pero the idea here is that in the modern times, the showbiz, the social media, 'di ba? Yung yung social media, the followers system ng social media are the institutions, 'di ba? Marami kang followers, influencer ka na, 'di ba? Kahit wala namang maimpluwensya, wala ka namang mabuting impluwensya, 'di ba? Kahit BI ka naman, 'di ba? But because it is the society created institutions such as social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, ayan, people created institutions. And when the institution measures individuals and these individuals somewhat nakasunod doon sa pagpasa ng requirements, no? They can label kung ano yung gusto nilang maging label. Oh my God, na-record ko ba? Okay, tama. Kinabahan ako. Anyway, so ngayon, sinasabi diyan na um, uh, institutionalism is often associated with the idea of art as a social construct. So, pumapasok dito yung ideya na sa perspective ng institutionalism na ang sining pala ay hindi kinukonsumo ng tao, but rather nililabellan ng lipunan o so social constructed. 'di ba? 'Di ba naalala niyo yung sinasabi ko sa inyo? Hindi ko alam kung nasabi ko na sa inyo 'yun. Pero the reason kung bakit late ka, kasi may maagang pumapasok, 'di ba? The reason kung bakit bobo ka, kasi may mas magagaling sumagot, 'di ba? Nagkaroon ng comparison, 'di ba? Because people create constructed certain metrics. People created certain measurements at sinusukat ng yung tao, 'di ba? Kaya sabi ko, alam niyo, ba't okey lang ako ma-late, lagi akong late, 'di ba? Bakit ako nagiging late? Okey lang sa'kin maging late. Kasi kaya lang ako nagiging late kasi may mga maagang pumapasok, may mga on time pumapasok, pero kung sabay-sabay kami pumapasok, walang late, 'di ba? Gano'n lang 'yun. Kaya may masama kasi may mabuti, at kaya may mabuti kasi may masama, 'di ba? And who tells us what is good and what is bad? It is the society who constructed those metrics. Yun yung institutionalism. 'Di ba ang ganda? Ganda 'di ba? So 'pag sinabi ka ng nanay mo na wala kang kwentang anak, 'di ba? Kaya ka nasabi ng nanay mo na wala kang kwentang anak kasi meron siyang nakita na kapitbahay niyo o kaya may kapatid ka na mas may significant kaysa sa'yo, 'di ba? Ayun. So, constructed kasi yun, okey? So, institutionalism yun. So, ngayon, tignan natin na ng maigi 'no, yung institutionalism, halos marami sa mga sining natin are institutionalized. Halimbawa, in the case of, Spoliarium ni ano, in the case of Spoliarium ni Juan Luna, 'no? So, sinong si Juan Luna, 'di ba? Tignan mo na maigi, is it an art? No, it is an art in other forms. But it it could be an art and it couldn't be an art if hindi na institutionalize, 'di ba? Kung walang nagsabi sa kanya na, "Ay, isa kang artist at hindi ka artist." May nagsabi sa kanya, "Hindi ka artist." O kaya hindi siya binigyan ng kaparapatan para maging artist. Kahit anong gawin niya, hindi art 'yun, 'di ba? Pero dahil meron siyang means, meron siyang yaman, nakapag-aral siya sa ibang bansa, 'di ba? So, may avenue siya, 'di ba, para maipakita yung kanyang galing. So, sa lipunan natin maraming gano'ng kaso. Magagaling talaga, pero dahil walang avenue, walang institution na nagba-back to them, nagba-back up sa kanila, nababalewala. Hindi nakokonsidera yung kanilang sining. Kahit gaano ka pa kagaling mag-ano, magpinta, kahit gaano ka pa kagaling magsulat, gumawa ng tula, kung wala kang backer, 'no, kung wala kang backer, wala kang institusyon na magsasabi sa'yo na isa kang artist. So, walang kwenta yung gawa mo, 'di ba? Kaya ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, Hmm, hanap na kayo ng backer, habang ano pa lang kayo, habang nag-aaral pa lang kayo. Kasi pagdating ng panahon, magagamit niyo yung backer niyo na yan. Maniwala kayo, kakailanganin niyo yan. Si Robin Padilla, ba't naging senador yan? Backer yan, oo. President and so, alright. So, moving on. Ito yung misis ko, narinig ng misis ko yung pinag-uusapan. Sabi niya, "Ganyan pala magturo asawa ko, sama ng ugali." Anyway, so next, art as an imitation. So, art as an imitation is a perspective, but it's more of a concept that a concept has been discussed by philosophers throughout history that art should be an imitation. Ginagaya lamang niya yung nag-exist, no? So, sa perspective na ito o sa philosophical perspective na ito, isa sa mga pioneer nito is si Plato at si Aristotle. So, sabi ni Plato, Plato asserted that art is an imitation of physical things. Kailangan may kamukha yung drawing ko. Na kung magpipinta ako, kung mag-create ako ng sculpture, it shouldn't be imaginary or comes from my imagination at all. It should be an imitation of physical things. Kasi pagka hindi siya imitation of physical things, hindi siya art, no? Hindi siya art. Kasi ang purpose nga ng ano, ng ng art, sorry, ang art kasi dapat ay may purpose. So at least on its lowest level, manggaya man lang, 'no? To replicate, 'no, yung something. So Plato, which are said that which is an imitation of forms of or ideas. He believed that art leads the viewer further away from the truth towards an illusion, and that it can lead to dangerous delusion. Aristotle, on the other hand, believed that art is an imitation, but he did not have a moral condemnation of it. He argued that imitation underpins the way we learn and that it can be used to create works of art that are beautiful and meaningful. So sa madaling salita po, ano yun, sir? No? Sinasabi ni Plato at ni Aristotle na kailangan imitation lang dapat ng physical things yung art. Kasi kapag nag-create tayo ng hindi nakabase sa physical things, magiging delusional tayo. O, imahinasyon lang natin. At maliligaw tayo little by little kung ano yung totoo at alin yung hindi.
Sige lang, ayos lang dito.
Yan. So, pinapalayas. Pinapalayas yung kapatid eh. Yan. So, asa na tayo? Wala ako doon. So, si Plato at si Aristotle, sinasabi nila na dapat yung art ay imitation lang ng physical things. Kasi pag gumawa ka ng imaginary, later on, it will result to delusion. Na yung audiences mo, yung naniniwala sa'yo, maniniwala na may ganun palang bagay kahit in reality, wala naman talaga. 'Di ba? Kasi nga imagination mo lang 'yun eh, 'di ba? Pero you created parang ina-alter mo na yung reality. Ganun yung idea ni Plato sa ni Aristotle, no? Na instead of creating um imaginary things, dapat kinokopy lang natin yung physical things. Ayun. And somewhat it will help us to create works of art that are beautiful and meaningful. May sense. Kasi may pinaggayahan ka. Hindi katulad nung hindi katulad nung imagination mo lang, nag-drawing ka, nag-painting ka ng imagination mo. Anong pakinabang nun? Imagination mo lang naman yun eh. 'Di ba? Hindi naman sa ibang tao. So, o sa maraming tao. So, yun lang yung point ni Plato sa Aristotle. Naging masyadong self-beneficial ng art kapag hindi siya imitation o wala kang ginagayang physical na bagay. Yung isa naman, sorry. In continuation, so the idea of art is imitation has persisted throughout the ages, and many people still think of artists as those who are able to replicate the real thing on their canvas. So, yun nga yung dahilan. Dapat imitation lang siya nung mga real thing. So art imitation can be used for a variety of reasons, from learning and practicing new techniques to paying a tribute to influential artists of the past. It continues to play a significant role in the art world and raises important questions about the nature of artistic expression and originality. Yeah. The imitation theory of art has its problems as it can be seen at best entertainment and worse a dangerous delusion. And it's even more of an illusion than ordinary experience. Alam niyo, yan yung problema, yung itong art as an imitation is a direct question doon sa katulad ng sa issue ng artificial intelligence o yung AI generated images. 'Di ba? Na-try niyo na mag-AI generate images? May mga activity tayo nun. Yun yung kasunod ninyo next week. Mag mag Magge-generate kayo ng image gamit AI. So, sinasabi lang kasi nila nga na nila Aristotle and Plato na ang sunod na magiging question is the nature of artistic expression and originality. Bakit? Naging question 'yon. Dahil yung may kakayanan na makapag-create ng imaginary things, or create ng real thing from imaginary things ay hindi lahatan o hindi lahat ng tao. So it will be a question on nature of artistic expression. Paano kung may ideya rin ako? Paano meron din akong imagination. Kaso wala akong kakayanan to make it into reality, 'di ba? So magiging paralisado ako, 'di ba? Parang wala akong kwenta. Kasi bagaman meron akong pag-iisip, wala naman akong kakayanan, 'di ba? So, kaya siya naging question about the nature of artistic expression. Kahit gaano pa yung ideya mo, kung yun lang kaya ng kamay mo, yun lang yun. Ngayon, in terms of originality naman, paano mo mabe-verify na ikaw lang nakaisip nun? 'Di ba? Nung imagination mo na yun. Kasi imagination nga yun, eh, 'di ba? Meron ba tayong way, parang SD card, isasaksak mo sa isip mo, sa utak mo, tapos mare-record yung imagination mo para maging pagmamay-ari mo, 'di ba? So, noong unang panahon pa lang, issue na yung patent and originality or copyright. Ngayon, in the age of artificial intelligence and then um arti image generation, si hindi yung question yan. Halimbawa, um, meron ka ring idea, but you have no knowledge about computer. Mo may express yung idea mo. 'Di ba? Paano mo magiging create yung image sa isip mo kung wala ka namang kakayanang gumamit ng computer, 'di ba? O kaya ay hindi ka wala kang access doon sa artificial sa AI, 'di ba? Wala kang pambayad ng Midjourney, 'di ba? So, 'yun yung mga question, yung artistic expression mo, limited 'yan doon sa kakayanan mo, 'di ba? And originality. Sa dinami-dami ba naman ng ng tao sa buong mundo na gumagamit ng AI na 'yon, paano ka na sure na ikaw lang ang nakaisip gumawa nun or 'di ba? Sa'yo lang galing 'yun. 'Di ba? Naalala niyo yung parang yung AI boy, 'di ba? Merong poster making na ginawa tapos may nanalo, 'di ba? So ano nangyari? 'Di ba kine-question siya? Oh, 'di ba? Kine-question siya kasi nga maraming tao nang gumagamit. Yung originality kumbaga, hindi na siya original nun kasi may iba ng mga nakaisip nun. So yun yung problem ng ngayon, ng modern technology. Okay? So the imitation theory of art has its problem. And it can be seen as a best entertainment and a worst dangerous delusion. Diba? Puro lang yan delusion. Delulu ka lang, delulu. Okay? So art as a representation. So instead of imitation, ito namang isa is more of a representation. Ano yung representation? Ano pinagkaiba niya, sir? So it refers to the idea that art can depict or portray something other than or outside itself. So, kanina imitation, kailangan meron siyang pinagayahan. Sa representation naman, pwede siyang maging representation. Pero kailangan nakapako pa rin or somewhat related pa rin. No? May pinanggalingan ka pa rin. Parang halimbawa, yung bato. No? Meron kang drawing na bato, na stone. Tapos yung drawing mo na stone, iba na halos yung itsura niya. Pero you can tell na, ay, ito yung stone eh. Sa sa representation ko. Sa study, sa thesis, meron kaming definition of terms. 'Di ba? Yung definition of terms, pwede yung term ay galing sa dictionary. Pero kapag definition of terms ng thesis, yung gamit mo ng term na yon on your study. So dun po pasok yung art as a representation. Kasi yung word na yon, it's no longer used as a global term, but rather used on a specific purpose. So, yung painting mo, yung symbolism mo, no, yung character mo na dinodrawing o pinipinta serves only to that art's purpose, to that artwork purpose. So representational art is a kind of art that depicts or represents any subject. It is seen in some of the earliest examples of human expression. So the term representation suggests a type of description or portrayal of someone or something. In the visual arts, this implies that the art object depicts something other than or outside itself. In some case, the mode of representation is iconic and relies on ideas or symbols. So, kung gagamit man tayo ng representation, dapat it is iconic or something relies or on idea or symbol. Kailangan may connection pa rin siya. Excuse me. Halimbawa, nagdrawing ka, nagpainting ka. Kalapate, nagpainting ka. 'Di ba kalapate ginamit mo? Kailangan mong alamin saan ba ginagamit yung kalapate. Kasi malamang sa malamang that representation, that kalapati has been used as a representation of other idea, no, before you're doing your art. 'Di ba sa natin ginagamit yung kalapati, kabanalan, Santong Espiritu, 'di ba? Gano'n yung mga ano yan, eh, yung mga nire-represent. So, since the Holy Spirit or the holiness has no representation or image to represent, puwede tayong gumamit ng kalapati. Pero di ka puwedeng gumamit ng uwak tas kulay puti, 'di ba? Try mo kaya yun, uwak tas kulay puti, paano yun? Eh, yung uwak kapag kulay puti na mukha ng ano, mukha ng kalapati, 'di ba? So, sinasabi lang sa art as a representation is that we are free, create new representations, but it should be iconic or relies on ideas or symbols. Kailangan you have to assess your community or your society about their symbols, their existing symbols and representation, and use that rather, no? Yun ang gamitin mo at hindi mag-iimbento ka. Yun. Malaya ka pero may restrictions pa rin. Nagets niyo ako? Yun yung idea ng representation. So an artist represents a concrete, even if fictional, object or individual as having certain properties. The degree to which an artistic representation resembles the object it represents is a function of resolution and does not bear on the denotation of the word. So, it's not a denotation yung clear, yung direct meaning, kundi connotation, more on connotation. Kaya nga parang halimbawa, yung cloudy day, 'di ba? Yung cloudy day is a representation of a problematic day, 'di ba? So, more on gagamit ka ng simbolo, pero more on connotation, hindi yung denotation or direct na meaning. Representation in art is important because it connects to people so deeply and say things that words cannot. Having art that is representative of the multitudes of cultures create a space where their perspective is able to be seen, giving opportunities to BIPOC artists or bifocal or two perspective artists. Allow us all to benefit from their point of view and their work. Representation in art can take many forms, including realism, naturalism, illusionism, idealism, romanticism, surrealism, and countless others. Artists use a wide range of representational strategies, all of which revolve around creating visceral, intimate worlds that reach far beyond mere reproduction of objects in the physical world. So maraming paraan, no, yung representation in art. As ang idea niya is somewhat to go beyond, no, mere replication, no, or reproduction or imitation of the subject in the physical world. So you go beyond yung meaning ng kalapati, hindi na lamang kalapati ay may kalapati, kundi meron na siyang iba pang ibig sabihin. So representation in art raises important questions about the relationship between the material and what is represent. So because of representational perspective, yung nakikita mo na painting, hindi mo na siya tinitingnan ng as is, ay may bato. Ano ibig sabihin ng bato? Ngayon, meron ka na, anong nire-represent ng bato? 'Di ba? So may kalapati ka nakita doon sa painting, hindi ka na, ay may kalapati, hindi na gano'n, kundi ano kaya nire-represent nung kalapati na 'to, 'di ba? Gumagano na siya, 'yun. Pinapahirapan ka lalo because of representation. Because you no longer see things on its naturality, but rather on several contexts and try to understand its meaning. Ano naman yung art as disinterested judgment? Art, it is a concept that has been discussed by philosophers, particularly Immanuel Kant. Yeah, si Kant. So, according to Kant, the beauty of art can only be appreciated when the viewer is disinterested. Meaning that the viewer is deriving pleasure from the art for its pure beauty and aesthetics rather than from any personal interest or desire of it. Can't believe that if the viewer's subjective judgment is disinterested, then a universally valid measure of taste can be rendered. Only if the viewer can separate the appreciation of art from the desire for it can the viewer be said to have achieved a judgment of taste. Ano yun, sir? Pag disinterested judgment. Sabi diyan, we need to disinterest ourselves before we look on a certain art. Para ano, sir? Para magkaroon ka ng universally valid measure of taste. Bakit? Because context affects our judgment. May drawing, 'di ba? May manliligaw ka, 5. May 5 kang manliligaw. Halimbawa, may 5 kang manliligaw. Lahat sila nagbigay sa'yo ng bulaklak. Consider those flowers. Hindi. Lahat silang 5 nagbigay sa'yo ng art. Let's say, painting. Pare-parehong painting. Kung sino yung bias mo doon, iba yung ibig sabihin. Kung sino yung trip mo rin, 'di ba? Doon sa 5 na yun, probably hindi yung pantay-pantay sa paningin mo. Meron kang hated, meron kang wala talagang pag-asa, meron namang isang konting ano na lang, bibigay ka na, 'di ba? Merong malapit na, going there, 'di ba? Ganon. May totropahin, may jojowain, 'di ba? May ganun ka. Kasi may bias tayo because of our pleasure or our personal interest or desire. 'Di ba? So dahil mas pogi yung isa, kahit pangit yung kanyang art, tatanggapin mo yun and you will treat it, ay, ang ganda ng art mo. Kasi pogi mo eh. Pero pag pangit, kahit gano'n kaganda yung binibigay sa'yo, pangit pa rin. Kasi pangit eh, di ba? Hindi mo pa rin gusto. So ano yun? That's the disinterested judgment dapat. Kailangan you look at those 5 things, 5 guys. You should look at those 5 guys equally by disinterested judgment, 'di ba? Lahat sila pantay-pantay sa paningin mo, lahat sila zero yung interest mo, 'di ba? 'Yun. Gano'n 'yun eh. Parang kaibigan natin, 'di ba? Ang galing kumanta, nag-perform, ang kumanta. Hindi naman talaga gano'n kagaling, pero dahil kaibigan mo, suportahan mo pa rin, 'di ba? "Pre, ang galing mo kumanta, pre. Ang sakit lang ng tenga ko, pre, pero ang galing mo eh." 'Di ba? Dami na akong reklamo pero magaling ka, pare. Lumaban ka, 'di ba? Gano'n ka. Tropa mo eh. Pero kung di mo tropa yun, baka nilait-lait mo pa. Pangit. Na-gets niyo ako? Gano'n kasi sa art. Minsan minsan nakakaapekto sa atin yung bias natin. Katulad namin, PUP-yan kami. May ugali kaming ganyan eh. Ako, aminado ako diyan. Pagka nasa trabaho, tatanungin namin, "Saan ka nag-aral?" "Ay ganito, dito lang sa eskuwelahan na 'to." Ay gano'n? Medyo alam mo yun, medyo may ano ka, may trato ka sa kanya. Eh, 'pag taga-PUP rin, "Uy, taga-PUP nga ako, eh." "Oh, taga-PUP ka?" 'Di ba? Alam mo yun? Yung interaction, 'di ba? Na-gets niyo ako? 'Yan, padrino, anong tawag sa gano'n? Backer, totoo yun. So sa art daw sinasabi ni Immanuel Kant na if we want to see the universal measure of taste o panlasa ng kalahatan, we should disinterest ourselves or we remove our desire. We remove our yung personal interest on the art, 'di ba? Parang si Heart Evangelista, 'di ba? May mga painting si Heart Evangelista pero hindi naman lahat maganda. Pero dahil si Heart Evangelista 'yon, 'di ba? Dahil crush mo 'yon, 'di ba? Dahil trip mo 'yon, oh, 'di maganda, 'di ba? Parang yung ano, yung painting ni Richard Gomez, 'di ba? Pangit, pero dahil si Richard Gomez 'yon, art, 'di ba? Art, hayop na 'yan, art. Ano naging art 'yun, 'di ba? Pero dahil nga Richard Gomez 'yun, eh, wala tayong magagawa, art 'yun. See? Ayan. So yung judgment, subjective judgment, yeah, kailangan matanggal 'yun. So the concept of disinterested judgment raises important question about the nature of art appreciation and the role of the viewer in the artistic experience. It suggests that the viewer's subjective interest and desire should be set aside in order to appreciate art for its own sake. Napakahalaga nun, no? So, in order for you to enjoy art for its own sake, you have to remove all your desires or personal bias. So this interested judgment is often associated with the idea of art for art's sake, which suggests that art should be appreciated purely for its own sake without any practical or moral purpose. The concept of disinterested judgment has been criticized by some philosophers who argue that it is impossible to separate the viewer's subjective interest and desire from the artistic experience. Ang daming, totoo yun, no? Mahirap yun. Mahirap nga nating ihiwalay yung subjective interest and desire from the artistic experience. Bakit po? In the first place, your motivation to go and experience the art is di ba? Yun na rin eh. Yun na yung bias mo eh. Ba't ka pupunta ng concert at magbabayad ng mahal? Kasi gusto mo yung artist eh. Di ba? Ano, Taylor Swift, concert ni Taylor Swift. Di ba, ang mahal-mahal ng ticket, ang mahal ng, basta mahal lahat. Di ba? Tapos sasabihin sa'yo ni Immanuel Kant na you have to remove your personal desire. No, kaya ako bumili ng ticket eh, kasi may akong personal desire eh. 'Di ba? So mahirap daw 'yon. Yun yung argument nila na mahirap ihiwalay yung subjective interest and desire from artistic experience kasi nga kaya mo nga gustong ma-experience yung art kasi you have desires, 'di ba? You have personal interest. Ano yun? Nahila ka lang? Pre, may concert dun, no? Ano yan? Ano yung concert? 'Di ba? Punta na lang ako, 'di ba? Hindi ba yun? Hindi mahirap yun. Ayun. So disinterested judgment also raises questions about the role of context in art appreciation. Some argue that the context in which art is viewed can influence the viewer's judgment and appreciation of it. Diba? Kung halimbawa, isa kang binigyan ka ng ticket sa concert ni Taylor Swift. Ikaw naman, isa kang dakilang conspiracy theorist. Diba? Dakilang conspiracy theorist. Sabi mo, naku, hindi ko sinusuportahan yan si Taylor Swift kasi yan eh, anak yan nung satanista eh. Yan, may napanood ko kasi sa YouTube na ganoon eh. 'Di ba? Na satanic yan si Taylor Swift, 'di ba? So, ngayon, yung context yun eh, no? Yung context, ibig sabihin yung paligid mo yung nagsabi sa'yo, paano mo nasabi na satanista yan? 'Di ba? It's because of the context, yung mga tao sa paligid mo, mga pinapanood mo, sila yung nagsasabi sa'yo para makabuo ka ng judgment. So, yun. So, it also raises that question, yung idea of context in art appreciation. Parang sa relihiyon, no? Pasok tayo sa relihiyon. Halimbawa ay Katoliko ka, no? Katoliko ka, dekandado, 'di ba? Sarado dekandado. Eh sabi sa iyo, "Tara, punta tayo ng Thailand." 'Di ba? Sambahin natin si Buddha. Lo, bakit? 'Di ba? May gano'n ka, 'di ba? May gano'n ka ng question. Bakit? Hindi ako interesado do'n. 'Di ba? Kasi may context ka ng kinabibilangan eh. So, context is kahit sige, makakapunta ka ng Thailand, punta ka sa simbahan ni Buddha, for example, ng Hindu, 'di ba? Pero yung focus mo, wala lang. Ay, dito lang ako kasi tropa ko yun, eh, kasama ko, eh, pero wala akong pakialam. 'Di ba, yung art appreciation mo mababa kasi hindi ka interesado dun, 'di ba? So yun yung problema sa disinterested judgment. Pero ang ganda, 'di ba? No, para for you to enjoy the universal taste of something, you have to be uninterested doon sa bagay na yun. Yung mga judge, 'pag nagja-judge ka ng mga art eme, kailangan i-disinterest mo yung sarili mo. Bakit? Kasi pagka meron kang interest, personal interest o kaya ay desire, nagiging bias ka, 'no? Hindi natin araw-araw ginagawa. So, mga limitadong oras lang. So, art as a communication of emotion, last 4 slides, 5 slides. Is a concept that suggests that art can be used to convey emotions from the artist to the viewers. Yan yung kanina nasabi ko na yan, art as a communication of emotion. So art can be means of communication between creators and those who appreciate their work. Art can produce a positive experience in recipient as a means of communicating emotion. Art can express of our thoughts, emotions, intuitions, and desires, and it's about sharing the way we experience the world. Communication through art can be achieved in many ways that don't rely on words. Excuse me. through art, we are granted a freedom of to portray emotion in a much more creative manner than any other form of language or communication. So art can be used to convey emotions in a way that are more powerful and evocative than words. And even if it's not the intention of the artist to communicate emotions to others, an artwork can nevertheless communicate emotions. Art can elicit and represent emotions from joy and a wide range of emotions, no? From joy and happiness to sadness and grief. Art can serve many functions, including emotive expression, stress relief, and da. All right? So, wag na natin to gawin yung black poetry. Yun na pa yung last slide, di ba? Again, yung art as a communication of emotion, nasabi natin yan, paulit-ulitin natin yan. From the functions pa lang hanggang sa philosophical perspective, art is a way to communicate emotions, no? So, alam niyo na 'yon, 'di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo, lagi niyong huwag kayong magkimkim ng inyong ano, ng inyong galit o ng inyong emosyon. You have to express your emotions kasi pagka yan naipon at umiral yung kademonyohan ng kamay nyo, gagalaw, 'di ba? So, iwasan niyo 'yon, no? So, express your emotions always through art, 'di ba? Magmura ka in a certain manner, 'di ba? Charot. Magmura ka pabaliktad, 'di ba? Joke lang. So, kung magalit ka, sabi nga ni Daniel Padilla, kung galit ka, suntukin mo ako, 'di ba? Tapos sabi naman ni Catherine, pagod na pagod na pagod na pagod na pagod na ako, 'di ba? Sabi niya 'yon. So, huwag kayong maging gano'n, huwag kayong umabot sa pagod na pagod na pagod kayo kasi you don't deserve to be pagod na pagod, no? Kaya nga may art to stress relief, 'di ba? Alright. So, for the activity, may ginagawa pa kayo ngayon? I think, 'di ba? Meron pa kayong photography for this week, 'di ba? Yung after the photography, parang gano'n, eh, yun yung idea, eh, dapat last week yun, eh, pero Friday ko na naibigay. So, alam ko nag-uulan, so, wag muna kayong lumabas 'no, kung baka mamaya makidlatan pa kayo diyan dahil lang sa, ba't kidlatan? Nagpo-photography po, eh, 'di ba? Wag ka naman masisi ng gano'n, 'di ba? So, hanggang October pa 'yan, 'di ba? Hanggang October pa 'yan, first week ng October on the first meeting natin ng face-to-face sa kanyo ipapasa. So, take time to do that, and supposedly yung week na ito, what we need to do is the answering of the question. Now, yung questions na nakalagay doon should be printed at the back of the at the back of the bond paper, para isang bond paper lang. Sa harap yung photos, and then sa likod naman are the answers to the question. Yan. Okay? So, yun lang. Meron ba kayong tanong? Gustong linawin? Violent reaction? Meron bang gustong magkaraoke? Hindi, joke lang. Meron bang gustong magalit? Wala naman? Yeah. So, I'll end the recording.